Hi there, I'm Bahati Hilda Sabiti, and it's such an honor to know that we are on this journey together, the journey to learn, the journey to love knowledge, embrace knowledge, and then pursue our passion and turn our passion into profit. That was unimaginable many years ago. That is pre-internet, pre-Facebook, but now everything is busting into our faces, and we're getting all these opportunities. You can have a platform even when you don't go to TV or radio. You can create your own platform and push your information, push your agenda, and get known by people. Create your own tribe. So there's a lot. We cannot just sit back and say, you know what, I will do it next year or the other year. No, 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 no. I've never been the kind to say, you know what, let me procrastinate, especially when something connects with my passion and it's what I want. And I think today someone asked me, I had an interview at Next Radio, and someone was asking me, oh, okay, passion versus profit, because I was talking about I'm so passionate about coaching. I'm so passionate about training and mentoring, because I know that I have moved this journey, and there's so many people that want to transition and get into this journey to change the lives of so many people. I know I cannot change everyone in the world. I cannot access everyone in the world. But if I push my corner and you push your corner, if you start and you get the following, the tribe, and the people that subscribe to you, and the fans, and they get to learn from you, that means that we are doing a wholesome job, and we can take this world to another level, and even our lives and our businesses. So I call upon you, I beseech you to be serious, pursue your passion, turn it into profit, and make sure that you live the kind of life that you want to live. You create the epic life that you want to create. And I am the co-founder, the Coach Foundation, that is together with Tim Sabiti, my husband. And we do a lot of coaching, we do a lot of training, we do a lot of one-on-one sessions, couple therapy, and then we do campus tours. We do there's a lot. We've been out there just doing conferences, events, and then going to speaking engagements, different companies. And one thing that we have learned, and one thing that I have learned that I want to put across today, is the most important skill that any successful coach will have, the most important skill. And I talked about it when I was talking about the things that a coach need to know. I can still link it so you can know. You can go watch that video before you actually watch this one, because one of them was certainty, and it's certainty that I want to actually measure on today. And I want to tell you, when people come to us, what they want to see in our faces, in our body language, in how we speak to them, how we take them through the phases, is the confidence and the certainty that they have it all together. And when we don't have any other manifesto that we put out there other than not even three words, but it's just one sentence: I can help you. If you're here and you want to be a relationship coach, if you're here and you want to be a counselor, you want to be a mentor, you want to be a business person, you want to be, all that you are screaming on top of your voice is, I can help you. So I want us to be able to break down that sentence into three segments. The segment of, and I have discovered this as I go along, as I've been doing the coaching and the therapies, and helping people become their best versions. And this is what I discovered, that when you begin with the I, that means you have to be certain about yourself. You have to be certain about the confidence that you have. You have to be certain that you can move this person from point A to point B. You have to be certain. That is why, so many people and so many speakers, and no one should lie to you that even at this level, when you're called to a very big platform, you're not going to shake a bit. You're not going to get the stage fright a bit. For those of you that want to be public speakers, motivational speakers, and transformational speakers, you will shake, you will fear, a doubt will be planted in you. But this doubt is only telling you, is only screaming, do you have enough to give? Are you confident in what you have prepared? And And that is why I usually say, because when you prepare as a coach, when you prepare as a counselor, as a speaker, not everything you prepare is actually going to be really, given to the people out there. So if you've been invited to a certain conference, a certain seminar, a workshop, it could be an online thing, a Zoom thing, you realize that according to the people that you meet in that area, or the people that introduce you to that forum, you will get to pick certain things. I like to ask, okay, what's the average age of your employees? If I'm talking to a company, and maybe I will ask the gender ratio, and maybe I will ask about the ones in top management versus the ones that are subordinates, and then I will ask all sorts of things just to gauge. And sometimes I will ask them before the preparation, but sometimes you don't have enough time. Someone calls you last minute and they're saying, Bahati, I don't know what to do, but the conference is tomorrow and I need you. And most of the times you have gone through the theme and all that, but we get to the venue and that is when you ask the crucial questions. So the confidence in yourself that I am going to lead this group to the next level. Because my intention as a speaker, whenever I stand before people, is to make sure that they get something out of it. That it's a learning experience, that it's an engaging experience, that they go out of that place with their heads buzzing, with questions, wanting to create solutions, wanting to live better lives, yearning for something better. I want to plant that doubt. I want to disrupt their minds. And so I have to be confident in what I bring on the table. Could be one-on-one, could be one-to-many, could be on social media when I prepare my posts and write them. The confidence that my post is going to move one person or a group of people from one point to another is very crucial to me. And that is my guiding mark and my guiding. So if I say I can help you, by the virtue of the fact that people come to my pages and people come to my platforms, is because they have had it in their minds that she can help us. So I have to be very confident in what I have to bring to the table. So you have to be very, very confident what you have to bring to the table. That means reading. That means researching. That means because not everything you're going to do is going to be brand new. There's nothing brand new under the sun. That means that if you have something and you have thought about your own and you have come up with your own points, it doesn't hurt to read more. It doesn't hurt to research more. It doesn't hurt to look at it from different angles. And I usually do even brainstorming sessions together with my husband, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to talk about this theme, and what do you think? And you'll find that another person will give you a point of view that you didn't even think about. So the learning process never stops. Even when you become a relationship coach, or you become a marriage coach, or you become an international motivational speaker, the learning never stops. And that is, if there's anything that you should take from this, that never stop learning, because the learning will create the confidence. The reason as to why sometimes we have the doubts in us is because the doubt is only saying, doubt is not bad. No. It's not bad. It should not shut you up. No, doubt is only telling you, read more. Doubt is only telling you, research more. Doubt is only telling you, take a lot more time in preparation. And preparation just does not stop at writing notes. No. Get in front of your phone camera and make sure that you practice your opening. We'll talk about public speaking. Your opening remarks, your opening statement has to be with a punchline, and how you end your speech, how you bring in your examples, how you connect one point to another, there's a lot. So I'm just using that as an example to show you that when you say I can help you, then I is very important. I is very important to you, because then it gives you the confidence that you can move that group of people or that one person from point A to point B. So let's go to the next segment. When you say I can help, and I want you to put that in the, inverted commas. that says, I have the skill, that says, I have the techniques, that says, my bag is full, that says, I have come with, if I'm a mechanic, I didn't show up empty handed. I didn't come to diagnose your car by just looking at it. No, I have techniques. I know how to build rapport. I know how to backtrack. I know how to negotiate. I know how to come to a contract with a client. I know how to probe into their issues. I know how to ask powerful questions. I know and I know and I know and I know. Why? Because part of what we are going to do is more practical. So some of the times I will need you to actually have a practical person that you talk to, that you coach, a practical group of people, and we will create these segments where you're going to have to articulate and present about a topic and be able to talk about it. Because then you're like a presenter. You're thinking while you are speaking, and then you have to be, you have to have a sense of humor, and then you have to have a sense of seriousness, and then you have to be a dynamic person. So if you say we talked about the self. The second S is what you can help this person, the skill. So we talked about the self, and now we're talking about the skill. Now, this is where this kind of certification and this kind of mentorship program is so crucial, because then it gives you the skills, the techniques, and we're not going to exhaustively handle them, but it gives you a starting foundation. And I don't like this thing of microwave kind of success and fast food kind of success. I love the foundational principles. What do the coaches do? What do the mentors do? What do the counselors do? What do the speakers do? Way before all this the mumbo jumbo of the internet came. Because by the time I actually started, yes, the internet was crippling up, but it was not as rampant as it is right now. But the foundational skills are very, very important. So let's talk about the third S in the certainty. That is your seeker. And if you've been following, we talked about the seeker, that you have to identify the seeker. And the seeker is the person that subscribes to you, that comes to seek your knowledge, that wants to hear more, that knows that you have something to give to them. Okay? So that means I can help you. That is self, skill, and I hope you said it, the seeker. Okay. Now, I want us to look at these things just to dive in a little bit. When we talk about self, what exactly are we talking about? When we talk about self is, because I said it's the confidence that you can be able to take a person from point A to point B. That means you have to know that you are a guide. You don't have to be a guru, the almighty, the all-knowing. No. You don't have to be the expert. No. You are a guide to help this person transition from one point to another point. But the only thing is you have to be a step ahead of them. You can't lead from behind. You have to lead from the front so that the people that are following you can know exactly where you are taking them. That means you have to have a lot of clarity as a person. That means you have to have a vision as a person. That means you have to have a driving force as a person. And that is the self that we talked about. Remember, we have self, we have the skill, and then we have the seeker. Now, the self is the one that we are dissecting. Okay? You have to have your baggage unpacked. Remember, we said that in this program, we will deal with some of your personal issues, because you cannot help another person when you are also hurting. And why? Because you'll be incapable of honesty. Now, when you look yourself in the mirror and you're very honest with yourself and say, you know what, there's a lot that is happening in my life that I would really want to dissect, that I would want to get out of the way. Either I'm going through a very bad heartbreak, either I'm going through a very bad divorce, or I'm going through a very bad relationship right now, toxic relationship. And because what we say, what we do as coaches, mentors, or helpers, and I love as leaders, I will say leaders a lot. I think I'll categorize all these elements as leaders. As leaders, we have to be congruent and in alignment with what we have to offer. So you cannot come and tell people, get out of toxic relationships when you are in one. You will never be articulate and authoritative. Why? Because there's something lacking. Because your own skeletons are peeping from the wardrobe and they're telling you, here we are, you're still in a toxic relationship, so you're lying to yourself. That is why it's so crucial to deal with your baggage. Why? You are a brand. You're coming to the forefront. You're the brand ambassador of your company, organization, whatever you're going to, of your business, whatever business you're going to set up. Now, that means that at some point, not at some point, you have to be careful. From now on, your life is going to change. If you're going to a nightclub and dancing while lifting your clothes, that's not going to happen anymore. Why? Because you are going to be so sober that every time you look at someone, they're a potential client, they're a potential, someone, and you're like, no, I can't behave like that. That means the way you put on changes, the way you speak changes, your etiquette changes, even the way you stay in relationships or get out of relationships changes, the way you deal with the people that are around you changes. Self. Because who you bring to the table, let me tell you, people will see through you. They will see if you don't have the confidence. They will see if you're beaten up. They will see if you are not congruent and not in alignment. They will see when you are defeated. They will see that you are lost and confused. They will smell it. They will smell it from miles away. And guess what? They will not come back. Or they will not invite you again to speak. Or they will not invite you for that radio interview. Or they will not invite you for that contribution on TV. Or they will not even bother reading your book. Why? Because there's something that falls out of alignment. I'm not saying that you can't have a bad life. I mean, we all have bad lives from now and then, the bad decisions that we make. But again, that means the brand is more important. And you take care of it. Okay, where do I feel like I've dealt so much with the self? And I think one of the last things that I will talk about self is curiosity. And curiosity is something that is very, very, very crucial. If you're not curious, you will never be able to help anyone. Because a person that is curious is the one that asks questions, that seeks to know, that seeks to understand, that comes from different angles. If you're given a topic to discuss or to present or for public speaking, then you know that you are curious. Is there any new angle that these people have never heard about? Is there something that can actually tickle their brains more, that can touch them more, that can move them more? So the curiosity, and even the curiosity about what your clients are going through, the people that you meet are going through, because the more you know, and we will talk about this, we will talk about the seeker, but the more you know about them, then the more you can design how to help them and think about authentic solutions. So that is self. And now I want us to talk about the skill set. Okay? The self and the skill set. And the skill set falls under can help. I hope you've been following and we are actually moving together now. When you say I can help, and the skill set is when you ask a question, you listen to understand. You don't listen to fix. You listen to understand. You don't listen to fix. Some of us, when people come, you'll be tempted to speak more than they spoke. You'll be like, oh, I know. Yeah, I know that character, and then you'll give examples and then you jump into, you are a leader. A leader listens more than they speak. because then you have to be able to backtrack. You have to be able to ask them, if I'm correct, this is what you said, so that you can be able to know exactly how they feel about it. So you can probe, you can ask powerful questions. How are you going to do that if you don't listen, if you miss any point? Because as you're thinking about fixing, then you are not listening to this person. Okay? I can help means your skill set. Okay? And the skill set is very important. Now, the skill set involves, there's something that I usually do. I take my clients through, it's like a framework of what we are going to do. When a client walks in, when I sit down with a coaching client, and I'm actually telling them, okay, so what exactly do you want us to work on? And maybe they will give you this ambiguous kind of goal. And then you tell them, we have 1 hour. And in this hour, I want us to narrow down to exactly what you want. And you ask them the end. If you attain this kind of thing, what will you, where will you be? How will you feel? How will your financial status? How will you want to create a picture so that you can be able to connect the dots going backwards? So you see that your skill is helping you give a framework, and you're able to tell your client that this is what we're going to do and this is what we're going to do, and maybe we will have a follow-up session, and maybe we'll have, so there's a roadmap. They can trust you. Just like when someone goes and a doctor asks them a few questions, and then after the questions, the doctor says, you know, go to the lab, and then they come from the lab, and then they're like, we're going to put you on this regimen of medication, but if you don't feel well, or there's a review after 4 days or after a week. So you realize that you tend to trust the confidence of the doctor that is trusting you. So even as leaders, we have to have a framework within which we operate to be able to lead the people that we are leading from point A to point B. And I think I don't want to dwell on this so much, but I want you to practice and practice and practice. Make sure that you do not get tired. Make sure that you practice and practice and practice. Public speaking, sometimes, well, even when they're not paying you that much money and you're just beginning, show up and do the job. Even when, do anything to make sure. Remember, I told you, throw yourself in front of your clients, in front of the people. How will they know you? Don't just sit in the high and mighty offices and say, I'm going to wait for them. They are going to show up. Whoever wants me is going to find me here. If they've never tested what you have to offer, how are they going to know that it's you that they need? How will they differentiate that your product is different from the next client? From the next, for the next leader, from the next counselor, and from the next coach? That means you have to come out. Okay, I'm not saying that give free services all through your life, no, but again, you have to put yourself in front of these people. So I think I will, and I will stop at that when it comes to the skill set. And I want us to look most importantly at the seeker. This interests me so much because the seeker comes with a lot of questions. They come with a lot of burdens. They come with a lot of curiosity and misconceptions and myths. And so they come with all that, and they pour it on you, and they expect you to actually understand. Okay? Now, the main word there is understand. Make sure that you understand your seeker. Okay? Make sure that you understand your seeker, and they are comfortable when they know you understand them. I'll give an example. When I talk to people that are going through narcissistic relationships, I am very, very, very very passionate about that. I don't like people suffering in relationships, because a relationship is a choice, and you can choose to stay or you can choose to go. So most people, when they come to me, they have something they expect. Why? Because they have seen me talk about it passionately, and they know that I cannot and don't play the middle ground. I'm on the extreme, because it's something that disgusts me. So I have understood that when you're talking to a person who is in a toxic relationship, you don't talk like a pastor. You don't just say, no, just be patient and see where it is going. No, I tell you the truth, because it's the truth, that will set you free. Now, anyone that deals with me, and the first thing I'll tell them, if you came to be sugar coated and to be massaged, this is not the right place. But if you came for the truth, then you came to the right place. Because by the time you leave this place, I want you to be very clear about what your next step should be. Think about it, formulate options, and make sure that you take action. Okay? So now people know I have understood them. Now people know I have understood that they play middle ground, that they are mediocres, that they take long to decide. And now they know, okay, if I go to Bahati, I know that I am going to listen to that last nail on that coffin, and then I have to make a decision whether I need to or not. I'm not going to be in the comfort zone for the rest of my life. So they know I have understood them. And so they trust me that I will be able to give them the clarity that they so much need. Remember, we are talking about the seeker now. And I think I'll say this as the last thing. I keep saying the last thing. The seeker should be given what they want and desire. You should not give them what you feel you want to teach them. Because most of the times they have the roadmap to where they want. They have longings, they have desires. They want to be at a certain point, achieve certain things, and they have put timelines for themselves, and maybe those timelines have not been met, and they feel so awful about that. So give them what they want. Don't give them what you want to teach them. Because what you want to teach them, it's possible that it's timely in your life, but it's not timely in their lives. Let me tell you, there's nothing as bad as speaking to a congregation or to a mass, and you are speaking to yourself. You are not talking to anyone in that congregation. You will feel it. They will zone you out. They will not physically, they will not physically walk out, but they will zone out. Some of them will be on their phones. Some of them will be they will be looking at their neighbors. Some of them will be disgusted. Some of them will even stretch. People will think of going hard. So many times when I deliver moving talks, people don't even stand. Someone comes to me and is like, I failed to go for short call. Clearly, I put my phone on silent. I didn't want anyone to disturb me. I wanted to take in and take in and take in. Everything you were saying was about me. What they want, not what you want to teach them. Because what they want, that is the crossroad where they are. And they want to be able to move from that crossroad. Okay? So I want us to be very, very careful and to note these things. They are very crucial if you're going to be successful, and if you're going to be to build a business that is not compromising, a business that is going to take you far ahead. Then you have to know these things. Be very, very careful about yourself. Be very careful about the skill, and be very careful about the seeker, because this sentence is what makes you worth it. This sentence is what makes you powerful. I can help you. And then you deliver the help in the real sense of help, not the camouflage, not the copy and paste, not the wannabe, not the showing off, but the real help. You get dirty, you research, you spend sleepless nights, and make sure that you deliver. Okay? I want to stop it at that. I want you to make sure that you dive into your life and check, do you have these things? Can you create these things so you can create an authentic, trusted brand? That is all what we want to be. Okay, from me to you is cheers, love you, and connect in the next session and on the next video.